Heyo! Hopefully there's already been a review posted on this My Protein Salted Caramel, but not my favorite protein powder whatsoever. It seems like we've got 40 servings in here. I've only used about 10, so I still gotta get through about 10 servings. I'm just gonna make up some poverty milk real quick for my pre-workout meal, and it needs all the help it can get. So I'm gonna add quite a few things to it. And I'm not sure if this scooper is that accurate. I have weighed it before, but I don't wanna weigh it every single time. So I'm just gonna go with that. And today's gonna be a pretty busy day, but we are gonna get through it together. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. Hopefully we'll be able to change things up at the end of the video, do some things that I don't often do, on camera at least. Don't get your hopes up, nothing crazy. But we're just gonna do some sugar-free syrup. And then, I love this stuff. I wish I could find it at Walmart, but they don't really carry it anymore, I don't think. It's just this calorie-free syrup stuff. And it's pretty much like Torini if you've ever seen it, but this was only like 89 cents. So I don't know why they stopped carrying it. Probably because they weren't making any money with that kind of margin, I would imagine. It makes it a little better. I mean, it's not as good as it would be had I used Elite XT, maybe a different flavor of My Protein. I never use MTS for poverty milk, just because I don't want to waste my MTS on that, but I'm sure it would be great. Tried to get fancy and switch things up with a green apple, and that was a terrible decision. Always go for, I call them Gala apples, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's like the best value. Not as good as a Honeycrisp, but it's a lot cheaper.
You'll win somehow, so give up on the battle, baby. It's hard, I know.
We're gonna speed through this pretty quick. Do you ever get so hungry after a workout that you're not even hungry, but you're still really hungry? I know that makes a lot of sense, but it's just one of those conundrums that I face in my everyday life some way, somehow. But anyway, we're gonna make something that is not that creative, to be honest, but one of you guys suggested it to me and I was like, alright, I'll give it a go. And you said that I need to mix some ricotta and pumpkin in a bowl, heat it up, and try it out. So that's what I'm gonna do. You guys always give me some good advice and you haven't steered me wrong that many times, so we'll try it out and we're gonna make an omelet out of it. So I'm gonna try a little bit just out of the bowl, give you guys my review, even though none of you guys really wanna try that, I know. So we'll make a stuffed omelet with that. Hopefully it actually holds together. I know I've been having a few issues here lately. And then we're gonna make some sweet potatoes and we'll have some fruit maybe on the side. We'll figure it out. And I'm gonna add a little bit of sweetener to that as well. If you don't know, my secret to making lasagna is, well, first and foremost, you have to use ricotta or it's not lasagna. People that try to use cottage cheese in lasagna, it just blows my mind. And then they try to pass it on as lasagna and they're liars. But you have to put some ricotta in there, but you have to mix it with some egg, some sugar or some sweetener, and some breadcrumbs, and that makes sure that it doesn't dry out. Telling you, try it out, you'll thank me later. Who the hell watching these videos is gonna make lasagna? So I microwaved these sweet potatoes for about 5 minutes and then I'm just gonna throw them in here to get them a little bit crispier. I think I got this trick from F.S.T.I.V.L actually. So I threw it in the microwave for a few minutes here, let's try it out. I'm obviously pretty biased when it comes to ricotta, but that's pretty good. Pumpkin does not taste that good on its own to me, but mixing it with the sweetener and the ricotta, obviously, alright. I mean, not the greatest thing I've ever had, but it's manageable. So this is a little bit random. I would obviously not be going into GNC to be buying protein powder, but I was given this because the person that gave it to me was not convinced that it was vegetarian friendly and she is a vegan, so she gave it to me and I was like, alright, I will use it up. Definitely not the best tasting thing, but we're gonna make a little bit of an icing for the sweet potatoes. So I'm just gonna use 1 scoop of this, mix it in with some of this sugar-free syrup, and hopefully it tastes alright. Okay, so the pumpkin ricotta stuffed omelet looks interesting. I mean, it can't be that bad. I tried the inside already, so we'll give it a go here. And then the sweet potatoes came out pretty good. I like them to have a little bit of crisp on the edge. Got the little icing over here and some raspberries. So pretty simple for breakfast or lunch or whatever you want to call this. Overall, the omelet's not bad, but I can think of a lot of other things that would have been better in here. But I did have a little bit of that leftover icing, so I put it on the raspberries, and surprisingly, it's pretty good. I think this spot right here is my new favorite place to run my mouth. It's kind of homey, you know, we got the fireplace in the background, we got a chair with a blanket. It's very welcoming, and I think you guys just see my kitchen way too much. You gotta be getting tired of it. And ironically, this whole talk is gonna be about not being in my kitchen. I am gonna be going out to eat, and you could probably tell by the title. And typically I never show you this because this cannot be interesting to you guys. So being that the food is not going to be that interesting, I'm not really going to be able to show you anything new with that, I figured I'd try to teach you guys something, or maybe just throw some ideas at you. And I know that this topic has been covered time and time again, but I don't think I've ever really touched on it. How to track your macros when you're eating out. Well, first and foremost, if you're really that concerned about the macronutrients in your food when you're going out to a restaurant, then in my opinion, you've already lost the battle, because it is not that serious. You have to just accept the fact that you have no idea what is in your food. I don't care what the nutritional label says online. There's no way that it's accurate. Think about it.
Welcome to Safety Trick, how are ya? Welcome to Safety Trick, how are ya? I'm having a moment.
Do you think everything is that standardized in a restaurant? Absolutely not, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is the restaurant's job to make your food taste good so you can keep coming back and being satisfied with your food. They do not care what the macronutrients are in your food. And because of that, they're gonna dump a lot of oil, butter, stuff to make your food taste good, because they're not gonna cater to the 1% of people that actually care about the nutrients in the food. So, I mean, just laying that out there, I know a lot of people would try to look up on the website, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. For me, I would say that's a good baseline maybe, and then you can add and subtract things from there. As a rule of thumb, if you're going out to eat, I hate to tell you ladies, but automatically chances are your fat's gone for the day. And if you're a guy, your fat's probably almost gone for the day. I would say, I see a lot of people try to estimate macros when they go out to restaurants. I watch a lot of different videos, you guys know that. And I would say 90% of people underestimate the fat macros. They say, oh, I'm getting chicken breast. Chicken breast is very lean, yes, but it is not like a magic trick that when you go to a restaurant, their chicken tastes better than yours. It tastes better because they're cooking, again, with oils and butters and stuff to make your food taste good. That's why we go out to eat. And chances are, if you are going out to eat, it's for a social reason. It is just part of life. So forget about it, guys. That's my biggest advice to you, is do not worry about it. Unless you're going out to eat every single day, every single meal, it's not gonna make that much of a difference. If you wanna estimate, that's fine. For me, I very rarely will estimate macros when I go out to dinner. I will just chalk it up as a lot. I mean, chances are, if you're going out to eat, you're gonna get something that you don't normally get. Unless you're like me, I'm very regimented. When I find something that I like at a restaurant, I get it the same thing every single time, just because I don't like to try new things all that much. I like what I like. But I do like to go to places that don't have the macronutrients online. I like to go to little dive bars, happy hour, you order an appetizer, you don't know what's in that food. But guys, if you're worried about it, just take a step back and think about overall the importance of it. What is more important, being social with your friends, your family, having a good time, or tracking every macronutrient down to the gram? Unless you're in contest prep, it is definitely not all that important, and that's just my opinion. So hopefully this helps some of you guys out. If you really, I'm trying to think, if you really care that much about getting the macros precisely, you probably have to stick to some place like Subway, something that's very standardized, where you know you're gonna get 5 pieces of meat, 4 pieces of cheese, or whatever it is. They have the same thing going in every single sandwich. But I think I honestly believe one of the reasons that Chipotle is so popular is because people will grossly underestimate the macros and then convince themselves that it's only, you know, oh, only 800 calories for this huge burrito because there's just 1 serving of rice, when in reality, you know, there's like 3 servings. And that kind of proves my point right there. It hasn't ruined your progress, and you've been wrong for all these years that you've been eating Chipotle. I hate to break it to you. But yeah, that's just kind of my 2 cents on that. Don't overthink it. Enjoy yourself. And drink some beer, right? No, I'm just kidding. Don't, unless you want to. But I don't know why I threw that in there. So yeah, that's it, guys. I don't even know where I'm going tonight. I could probably take a very educated guess, but it's not up to me. So if you're that person that has to know 3 weeks in advance and plug everything in perfectly really plan your whole life around this one meal. What happens if out of nowhere someone calls you up and says, hey, let's go grab pizza? Are you gonna say no just to hit your macros precisely? I hope not. I really hope not. So the only advice I'll give you is if you do know in advance, do what I did this morning. I don't know if you guys probably picked up on it, but I had no fat basically in that meal because I don't know where I'm going. So chances are I'm gonna use up all my fats wherever I go. So that way it's just kind of like damage control. And when I get back, I will track just for video purposes, but when I don't track, what I'll do is I'll base it off hunger. So if I'm hungry, I'll just eat protein because I know that wherever I went probably didn't have that much protein. I'll probably throw some carbs in there. It's usually yogurt, protein powder, and some rice cakes or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of the approach that I take. Let me know your approach in the comment section below. I'd be really interested to hear you guys' feedback on this. Hopefully I didn't bore you. I know I just talked for like 5 minutes. I apologize, but on to the next meal. Sorry, one more thing guys, if you're really that concerned about it, you're really trying to stay on track, you're trying to lose weight or something like that, just use common sense. And I don't mean to sound condescending or anything like that, but just think about it. If you're trying to lose weight, don't order a slab of ribs, french fries, and chocolate cake. There's always going to be a better option. So just be conscious of it, make the best of what you got, and enjoy your life. If it fits your life, my friends. So I know IHOP is not the classiest joint, but it's gotta rank up there with some of the best restaurants. I know everyone's all about Chipotle, but man, the chicken fajita omelet every single time, buttermilk pancakes, you just can't go wrong. And if you don't have IHOP, I know some of you guys overseas say you don't have it. I'm sorry, I mean, I cannot describe how good that actually was. And every time I go back, I'm always surprised. I don't go there that often, maybe once or twice a month, but I really should. So hopefully that wasn't too boring for you guys. I'm trying to do anything and everything to change up these full day of eating videos. They're getting, I don't want to say, I keep saying monotonous, boring. I don't know, I'm trying to keep them fresh. That is what I'm trying to do. So let me know, give me some feedback on that. I pretty much base these videos on what you guys tell me. So it's always appreciated. I'm gonna finish off the video with some very random food. I have not eaten any vegetables today, so I'm gonna do about 5 servings of broccoli, top it off with some Parmesan cheese, gonna do 200 grams of pineapple, a few rice cakes, and some of these zucchini muffins. I have shown you guys these in previous videos. I did not realize how small they were. I got them at Costco, and when the lady gave me a sample, I'm pretty sure she gave me like a jumbo one, so I bought them, and they're really good. Are they worth the macros? I don't really know, but you just throw them in the microwave for like 20 seconds and they are delicious. Alright rich homies, that's going to be the end of the video. Here are the final numbers for the day. I'm not going to go into a bunch of details of how I tracked the dinner at IHOP tonight because like I mentioned earlier, there's really no way of knowing. I mean, you can guess, and yes, I use my best judgment in those numbers, but you just never know. And guess what? You're never gonna know, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Go out, enjoy your life, be happy, be jolly, be whatever you want to be. All you can be, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Please give me your feedback below and let me know, what are your thoughts on counting macros when you're eating out? Are you like me, or do you really go in there trying to hit it as close as possible? I would be interested. And what are some of your favorite restaurants to eat out at? Obviously IHOP has got to be up there, but I could name quite a few here. But anyway, that is the end of the video. Do not worry. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch. I always appreciate that. Please like the video if you did enjoy it, and I'll talk to you guys next time.